Well, hello, how is everyone? I hope you are all well. It's Saturday, baby. That's right, it is Saturday, and you are looking absolutely amazing. You must have had your beauty sleep been caught up, and now you're shiny and ready to go into this weekend as we approach that period of the year that some consider brilliant, some consider hideous. I'm on the fence. But we're talking about 1122 King Road. I'm a little bit late coming out of the gate with this because we've been dealing with some other elements of the Idaho 4 case. We're not going to mention that anymore. But we're talking about the demolition of the house, which has now been given the go-ahead to be done. It's going to happen 3 days after Christmas Day. Don't anyone have holidays in the UK? You can't get anybody to do anything in the UK. Once it's about the 1st of December, everybody goes on Christmas mode. But certainly you ain't getting anything done of much substance on the 28th of December in the UK. There's that void, isn't there, between sort of Christmas Eve and New Year's Day. Well, probably about the 2nd of January, where nobody really knows what day it is because no one's really doing what they should be doing. But anyway, I digress. The house is coming down, and that's left people with mixed emotions. But with it coming down, there was something else too. There was another element of it coming down, and that was that the defence team were going to be given last access to it. They were going to have 2 days, which was going to be Thursday and Friday of this week just gone. But let's have a look. It says King Road House, access given to Coburger Defence, demolition set for December 28th. The Moscow teams representing the defence for Brian Coburger will access the King Road House today and tomorrow, Thursday, December 14th and Friday, December 15th. The defence asked the University of Idaho in November for access to the house in December as they prepare their case for a trial, the date of which has not been set. The defence indicated that they want to take photographs, measurements, and possibly gather drone footage of the house. Following this, the university will prepare for demolition of the house. Demolition will begin at 7 a.m. on Thursday, December 28th, and it may take several days to completely clear the site. Media instructions for viewing the demolition are found below. And there we go. We don't need to read into what happened to the house. It's coming down. At the end of the day, this house is coming down, and like I say, there are some mixed emotions over this house coming down. For some, they're saying, look, this is simply a place that reminds everybody of the tragedy of the crime, and I completely understand that. I completely understand that there will be people who they do just want to put this tragedy behind them. They don't want to see and be reminded of it. It's the same in the UK. Sometimes there's a tragedy that happens in a home and that home is pulled down. Sometimes that is not the case. I've lived in a house before, and yes, there was a tragedy in it and it wasn't pulled down. A horrendous case. And for some of you who have been around the channel from way back when, you will remember. But this situation does split the room. Because on the other side of the fence, we do have the Gonsalves family who have made their own statements and said that it's kind of a double-edged sword. On one hand, you understand that the area needs to heal. It is an eyesore. It's a reminder of the tragedy that happened. But there was also happiness within that house. There was lives in that house. There were friendships built. There was parties. There was the things that came along with vibrant lives. And you kind of feel sad when you feel that the place with which this happened is going to be removed. But there is also a further point, and that is that this case is far from over. We may be over a year down the track now, but we don't even have a date for the trial. We still have a situation where there is DNA to go over and to discuss and to finalise and to, I don't know where that's going to end, because despite this happening at the beginning of the month, we're now halfway through and we're still no further forward with it. So I'm guessing that Judge John Judge is up at nights reading this. He's taking his time. He's obviously got other stuff to do, so he can't dedicate all of his time to it. But we don't see any conclusion to that yet. Maybe he's just figuring out how to come out and say what he has to say without pissing a lot of people off. Who knows? Time will tell. But yeah, we have a trial. We have a trial impending. We don't have answers. There are still many, many questions. And when you consider that we're a year down the trot and you still got the defense now wanting to go in there and saying, we want to do this, we want to do that, and feeling that they need to do these things, I fear that by removing this home from being a physical part of this trial, will it have any negative impact? But then I feel, who would it ultimately help? Could it help to further make the jury understand the intricacies of this crime? Is there more of a benefit for it to go for the prosecution than there is indeed the defense? That's for, I suppose, us to ponder over, but we'll never truly know. Let me know down below. Who do you think truly benefits from it going? Because ultimately, the only people that should matter in the demolition of this home is the people involved in the case. Not involved in the university, not involved in being the neighbours or anything like that, or people who just get upset if someone says something the wrong way, or they look at someone funny, or they have a difference of opinion and that makes them the devil. You know, we're talking about who really should be the ones who are considered with respect of taking this house down. And I feel that that is the families, the victims, and the people who are going to be part of this trial. At the end of the day, the jury have a huge responsibility. They're going to have to, at some stage, decide whether they're going to find someone guilty based on the evidence that's placed before them, and further, he could be sentenced to death. And I feel that when you are talking about sentencing someone to death, even life imprisonment, but certainly sentencing someone to death, you should be given every single thing possible in order to help you make that decision. And have they just decided to knock down one of the key elements to doing so? But it's done. Signed, sealed, delivered. And it all falls down. Let me know down below what you think about it. And I'll catch you all in video 2 later today.